For the next 3 days, I'm going on a camping and photography adventure in northern Michigan, hoping to capture the elusive spruce grouse and any other nature that I can find. And I'm bringing you along with me. It is currently 4 in the morning, and we are going to be going on a pretty long 3-day solo camping trip up in northern Michigan. This is going to be my biggest video yet. Well, we should be there in about 3 hours. Just in time to miss the sunrise. Yeah, we're gonna head to Whitefish Point first before we go to the campground, just because I don't want to miss the morning hours, and I think we could get some birding in, probably get some warblers and different birds like that. And then probably around lunchtime we can head back to the camp and set up. It's definitely super foggy outside right now. It's kind of cool though. So for this trip I have a rough plan of what I want to do, but you never really know how cooperative the birds are going to be, so everything's kind of up in the air so far. I see the Tahquamenon Bridge up ahead of us. It's all lit up. It's very cool. We probably have about an hour and a half remaining on our drive, maybe a little bit less. So right in front of us is going to be the Tahquamenon Bridge, one of Michigan's most famous landmarks, you could say. And the only way to the Upper Peninsula, unless you're going to take a boat. It sure is a pretty sunrise over there. It's starting to get a little bit brighter outside. We're in the Upper Peninsula. Oh boy. Well, it's starting to get prettier outside. The sun is slowly getting closer to that horizon. And I'm starting to see some cool fall colors. This is going to be great. We'll be there in about 40 minutes. All right, I stopped at the campground real quick to pick up one of these envelopes to pay for a site. And there was like nobody there, and it looked pretty cool. So hopefully we'll be able to get a good spot. Right now we're driving to Whitefish Point though. We're gonna do some birding this morning before we go back to camp and set up. I want to take advantage of all my time here. But yeah, here we're probably gonna get warblers and a lot of the smaller passerines. But you never really know what you can get at Whitefish Point either. I know there's a water bird shack that a lot of people like to watch the lake and different birds migrating. And those, they get insane finds there. Like there was a lark bunting at this point just like, I don't know, 5 or 6 days ago. So that was crazy. I think he's gone now, but stuff like that just randomly pops up during migration. All right. Dang, okay. All right, we're here at Whitefish Point. I was just walking over there, starting on the trail, but the bugs are absolutely insane. There's a ton of mosquitoes. I have a solution for that. All right, so I don't have a bug net thing. I just have this entire giant coat, but I shouldn't get any mosquito bites through here. Hopefully we can still photograph some birds though. I feel ridiculous in this thing. We are ready to go into the midst of the mosquito infested land. And today I'm going to be shooting with the Nikon Z9 with the 500 f4G VR lens, and we'll see what we can capture with it today. We're going to be on this boardwalk. Hopefully we can grab some warblers and different birds like that, but you never know what you're going to get.
Here goes nothing. Holy smokes, there are so many mosquitoes.
I'm glad I have this net thing. So I've been here 3 years ago in 2022, but I haven't been here since. And I wasn't a very good birder in 2022, so we didn't see a whole lot. Sure is pretty right now. And not sure how much footage I got of Lake Superior on the way here, but that was also beautiful with the sun right over the water. So it's a little after noon. We just finished waiting on the beach, looking at some migrating water birds for a few hours. That was pretty cool. We got a few red-necked grebes, tons of other ducks, got a couple northern pintail. That was pretty cool. But there was a lot of harriers, which you just saw the footage of. Right now it's time to head back to the campground and get everything set up. Alrighty, so we are out on this campsite and it's pretty cool actually. There's the lake behind me. I'm going to get the tent set up soon. Oops, sorry if I'm a little bright. I don't really know what to do right now. We're going to go look at grouse at 6 p.m. So far so good. There's a lot of mosquitoes here, but kind of expected that. I'm thinking of putting the tent right there. Not sure if that's a good spot or not. Very nice. This lake is actually pretty cool. Hopefully tonight we can set up the camera right there and get some stars because it's going to be a pretty starry night. All right, and perfect time to learn how to use this tent. I've never done before. I hear a bird. Ooh, chickadees. Well, I'm probably gonna like this campground a lot because there are a ton of chickadees here. This isn't normal. Hey, buddy. He almost just landed on my shoulder. Well, I think there's birds here, so that's good. That was crazy. So I chose a bigger tent for this trip, just so I could take our cot. So I have something comfy to sleep on. I should be able to fit a bunch of stuff in there too. Alrighty, how about that? We're getting somewhere. Probably don't need to stake it down just yet. I don't think I'll be blown away. Yeah, I brought this giant cot. Not too shabby. So here's where I'm gonna sleep tonight. Got the screen in there so no mosquitoes get in. But it should be a pretty cool view from here. It already is a pretty cool view, but I mean, hope maybe the Milky Way is gonna be like right there. Welcome to my humble abode. Got the cot, screens, rain cover, water bottle, and lunch. So there was literally just a belted kingfisher that flew by over there. And it was like instant and he wasn't making any noise. I just saw him as he was flying away. But that would be an insane bird to get. So I'm gonna wait around and see if he comes back. I'm kind of just camping out by the tent right now. Dinner is gonna come soon and then we're gonna go look for some grouse. So far, everything's going great. I don't really have a front porch area, so I'm just setting all my stuff on the ground in the dirt, which is fine. It's all pretty durable. I don't think I'm going to be making a campfire. I brought a little portable camping stove, so that should be enough for dinner and coffee in the mornings and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm kind of just going to sit around and see if that kingfisher will come back. Well, it's time to go shoot some grouse with a camera. Whew, I've kind of been sitting in my tent for a while. I got some red-breasted nuthatches that were around here. You can still hear some of them, along with the chickadees as well. But I think I'm gonna head out soon, go get the grouse, and then come back and have dinner. All right. We are all packed up and ready to go get some grouse. Holy smokes. I'm just driving. I was driving down the road just now and I was not expecting that, but there's a spruce grouse right in the path right there. I'm not sure if it's a male or a female. There's a ton of mosquitoes. But I think I'm gonna try getting out, I guess. It hasn't moved a muscle in like the past 30 seconds. It's a spruce grouse. Wow. That is so cool. He's right there. This is so cool. Oh, he just flew. Okay. Oh, I'm getting back in the car, Ugh, so many bugs. Wow, that was so crazy. I think I just got 100 mosquito bites though. Whew. How about that? It just flew up into one of those trees. It kind of just flew away. Not sure where it went, honestly. But wow, that was pretty insane for the first night out. Oh, I haven't even been here for 5 minutes and that happens. Wow. That was so cool. Spruce grouse. Wow. I can't believe it was just sitting out there in the open. That must just be like what they do sometimes? I don't know. I just drove up on it and it was sitting there. The weirdest thing. I want to find another one now. That was so cool. I think I got like 10 mosquito bites just on this hand though. They were attacking me. So much good habitat in here. Looks pretty nice in the sunset also. We got another one. He's right up there. He looks a little bit more active and he's like bigger. So this situation doesn't look quite as promising, but you never know. He looks a little bit more agitated right now, actually. He's right there. He's aware of me. Okay, now I'm gonna just cut it right here. Kind of same situation as the last one, except this guy looks a little more curious. Very slowly. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more proactive. I'm gonna see how lenient these guys are. Nope, I just flushed another one. Sorry, man. I flushed the female. Didn't mean to do that. Dang it. She was right here crouching in this grass next to me. I think they're right in the grass over there still, though. So I think I can sneak up on them. Yeah, he's not in a very photographic location. Psst, 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 psst. Wow, this is crazy. There's not quite as many mosquitoes as last time. Oh man, he's flying up to a branch. Okay, he's right over here. Okay, I think he's gonna be on his way out. Okay, he just flew over there to the ground. That was crazy. Holy smokes. Okay, he just waddled into the woods over there. Moderately undisturbed, I'd say. But yeah, that was crazy. Holy cow. I was almost like minimum focus distance from him. Alrighty. Well, finally made it back to camp. That was pretty cool. I'm really glad we got to be able to do that tonight. But that is a pretty good view. So I think the sun actually came and set like right there. So we kind of missed it, but maybe we'll get it tomorrow. Solar panels going. I have a big old Anchor power bank in there. That's a 288 watt hour battery pack to keep me powered for the duration of this trip, and it's got some solar panels to get charged up with, which is awesome. It's very pretty. But I think right now it's time to make some dinner. Honestly, this is pretty hard to beat. Got some dinner going, watching the twilight go away. Very nice. It's getting dark out. Almost done. It's a pretty good view right there. Doesn't get much more peaceful. I'm trying to decide if I want to go back for the spruce grouse in the morning or not, because we already got fantastic views of it. So I gotta decide that tonight. Good morning. Last night went pretty well. It was a little bit chilly, but it was only chilly because of the humidity. So I guess just a little bit damp, which is fine. But right now it's a little bit cloudy, which I don't mind. And it's slowly starting to get lighter out. I don't think the sun has officially risen yet. And I kind of slept in a little bit longer than I should have. So white-breasted nuthatch on this tree. Alrighty, we're here. Kind of just in the same spot as last time. Just planning on doing the same thing as last time too, because it works. For some reason, I don't sense us getting quite as good of looks at these guys this morning. Mainly because I'm a little bit late. I kind of waited a little too long to come, and the sun is up a little too high. But you never know. They could still be on the road. Just got word of a spruce grouse just down the road. Someone just had one a few minutes ago. So that's promising. This fog is just beautiful. It's a beautiful morning. Looks so nice out right now. I just found something crazy. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6, if that's one bud right there. Right in front of me on the road.
This is insane. They're so close. And the craziest thing is that there's like no mosquitoes compared to yesterday. I am just in shock. One's climbing that tree right there. Wow. One just flew by. Well, there you go, folks. The great and majestic spruce grouse. I cannot believe what just happened. Just having a little grouse party now. Nuts. That was... I've never gotten any good photos or videos of ruffed grouse that are like in my area, let alone spruce grouse. But here we are. That was incredible. We are at Tahquamenon Falls State Park. We're at the upper falls, so these are going to be the bigger ones. I heard this was not a terrible place to find migrating birds like warblers and different things like that. I hear the falls. Must be going this way. This is gonna be pretty cool. Well, folks, we made it. Wow. So pretty. Some cool stuff for sure. I think there's one more spot that you can go down and look at the falls. It's going to be this way, so we can go check that out. But other than that, I'm not hearing very much here as far as birds, so we can probably head back to the point to get the warblers. It's nothing. I think we're going to get a pretty good view of the falls from down here. That is awesome. Tahquamenon Falls. Very cool. But yeah, tonight could definitely be pretty promising for owls. I know they do owl banding up at the point, and they catch a lot of saw-whet owls, which those are pretty much my favorite. So that would be absolutely amazing if we can get one of those, but my expectations are pretty low. Definitely worth checking out though. So up until right now, the wind has been blowing north, and that's giving all the birds that are trying to migrate south a headwind, which makes it harder to migrate and cover distance. And Right now, the weather is switching and that's reversing, so it's going to be giving the birds a tailwind, which should help them cover more ground. So tomorrow morning at dawn should have some really good action. Welcome to Lake Superior. This is pretty cool. And over the course of this whole day, the pressure's also been rising, or actually, sorry, dropping. But you can actually tell in your ears over the few hours that I was out here. I had to pop my ears a few times because the pressure was changing that much. It's also a good time to look for any shorebirds that might be making the jump across the lake. This is their first stop. Right there is the waterbird shack. They do a lot of counting from that. Wow. Well, that was pretty awesome. Just getting some Sanderlings right there. And those just flew in from across the lake, so that was pretty cool. Home sweet home. There's a pretty twilight. All right, I'm back at camp right now, and I think I'm gonna go for saw-whet owls first, and then come back and make dinner. Good morning. Well, I tried for the saw-whet owls last night and didn't have any luck. I looked for about an hour and a half and couldn't find a single one. So I'm afraid we won't be getting any saw-whets. But then I just came home and went to bed because it was like 9:30 and I was pretty tired. But right now we're gonna be packing up camp soon. But yeah, now I think it's time to make some coffee. Yeah, this has been a pretty good little campsite for me. Not sure if you guys can see all that water splash off, but there's a lot. Yeah, even these poles are pretty wet. Perfect. I think we should probably get going. It's starting to get bright enough out. Fog or no fog, I think there's going to be better birds elsewhere. Until next time, Andrus Lake State Campground. Well, we're here. I think I'm gonna do as much birding as I can, try to get to the lake shore pretty soon, and then see what we can find. Overall, I'm still super happy about everything that I've gotten done here. There's been so many cool encounters that we've had. All right, just finished up lunch and I'm ready to head home. So thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. It was a pretty crazy trip from the Spruce Grouse to the Sanderlings and all the different birds that we got to see, and the camping too. So I want to say a huge thank you for watching, and go check out some of my other stuff if you feel like it. But that'll be all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.